What's up, guys? Welcome back to The Educated Barfly. For better or worse, it is the winter time now. I think it's for better. It's one of my absolute favorite seasons, although I do live in a place that doesn't get snow. It doesn't get inhumanly cold like Boston does. When I was growing up, I remember it getting so inhumanly cold that it would work its way into the marrow of your bones, and so no amount of layering up would help you. I don't live in that place anymore, and so I really love the winter time. This video is kind of a part 2 to our last fall cocktails video because I just got so excited about the fall, I scheduled too many cocktails for a video, and so we decided that we would make it into another video. So here we are, winter cocktails. Let's get into it. Today's episode is sponsored by Trade Coffee. I'm sure that some, if not most of you guys, are trying to figure out what to get some of your loved ones for the holidays, and I am here with a suggestion. Trade Coffee, the #1 coffee subscription service. It's a service that I really like. I use it month to month myself. I make cocktails with it. I make my daily coffee with it. I love it. Trade is a coffee subscription service that pairs you up with some of the best local roasters around the country. And what's great about it is that you don't have to go to the grocery store and just buy the same old thing all the time. They take your flavor preferences into account, and they send you different coffees based on what you like. And so you can try a variety of different things. I get Trade every single month. Every single coffee that they have given me has been on point. I've really liked each and every single one of them. And this isn't lip service, guys. This is 100% true. And it is kind of the perfect gift. For instance, my mother-in-law has everything, and it's really, really difficult for me to find something that she would like. I could get her a Trade subscription, and it's something that we'll give to her all year round. I know that she loves coffee, and she's gonna really appreciate it. Trade makes it really easy to update your subscription if you need more or less coffee, or if you need to pause it. The holidays are coming up. I'm gonna have a lot of family in town, and I'm going to up the bags of coffee I get this month so that I can make sure that everybody is caffeinated in the morning, because there's nothing worse than an in-law that hasn't had their caffeine right in the morning when they need it. Right now, Trade is offering our viewers $30 off their first subscription and access to limited time holiday deals. So get on it at drinktrade.com/barfly or click the link in the description below. That's drinktrade.com/barfly. The first cocktail that we're doing today is called a Oaxacan Dead. It was created by myself and fellow bartender Brian Tetrarakis at Cole's French Dip around 2019, and it was for the Halloween themed menu that we did. I've done this cocktail previously on the show. I really like it. Today we're just gonna do it just like in, we're not gonna be putting it in a skull like we did last time. We're just gonna do it in a nice, normal Collins glass. It is a zombie variation, and we decided to use tequila and other Mexican spirits to execute it. So, first thing we're gonna do, and in true zombie fashion and in true beachcomber fashion, it's got like 90 ingredients, but you know, that's what we wanted to do with it. Half an ounce of lime juice into our tin, and then half an ounce of grapefruit juice, half an ounce of velvet falernum. I always do this last for some reason lately, but let's not forget it. We're just gonna do 1 dash of Angostura bitters, and then half an ounce of grenadine. This is house-made grenadine. Half an ounce of Charanda, which is a Mexican spirit made out of cane sugar. It actually does fit the legal definition for being a rum. It can only be made in Michoacan, and it's made out of fresh cane juice, so it has a lot of these like rum agricole style flavor profiles, along with a lot of like almost Jamaican kind of funk to it. Yeah, it has this is like those tropical flavors. There's a lot of banana in there, like bruleed banana. It's really good. I highly recommend you getting a bottle. And this Uruapan brand is the most accessible. It's the one that I've seen around the most. We're gonna do half an ounce of mezcal, and then you just gotta be careful which mezcal you use, because some mezcals can be very overpowering. I really like using this Vita mezcal for cocktails, and then 1 ounce of Blanco tequila. We're just gonna do a very light absinthe rinse, a couple of sprays on the inside of that glass. I'm gonna take a Scotia Pebble, put it in here. Give this guy a nice whip shake. And then we're just gonna drop it in our glass like so, and then top with Pebble. And it's based on a tiki cocktail, so we're gonna go kind of crazy with the garnishes here. I'm gonna grab some mint sprigs, and we want it to be nice and bushy. And I like the mint to be facing the same way so you get like a nice bush. Give it the old slappy poo and crushy pants. We'll stick that in like so. Let's get some pineapple fronds in here and make it more tropical. I'm gonna do a little dehydrated lime, and then I am going to pick a couple of Luxardos. Just go like this. Really like that drink, it's so good. So it's nice and tart. The Angostura bitters provides a little bit of some tropical backbone, a little bit of spice. The Charanda kind of gives it a nice tropical vibe along with that falernum. And then you also do have the mezcal smoke to it. I don't know, like, when it's talking about mezcal, I was really thinking about whether the mezcal would take over the cocktail and take over some of the minerality of the tequila. And you could definitely make this cocktail with 1.5 ounces of tequila blanco, or even if you wanted to do reposado, it would probably work really well in here. If you want to get some barrel notes in there. But I kind of like the idea of just sort of like something called a zombie, but then also has kind of a smoke element to it. And it is a major flavor profile in this cocktail, but it does not overtake the cocktail at all. And you have a nice balance. If anything, I think that the tequila would be the one that suffers from the mezcal addition, but I'm not sure that you don't taste it, honestly. It still is just like a very, very nicely balanced cocktail. It's nice and tart, it's not too sweet. There it is, guys, the Oaxacan Dead. So there's a little controversy about who created and who first published this cocktail. It's called the Cameron's Kick, and some people say it was Harry McElhone who first created this cocktail in the 1920s and first published it in Harry's ABCs of Mixing Cocktails. I don't know which, but it's a great fall cocktail. It's nice and bright. It has a lot of good fall flavors in it, and you are gonna like it. So first thing we're gonna do is grab our tin and do 3/4 of an ounce of lemon juice, 3/4 of an ounce of orgeat, which is almond syrup. Click the link above if you want to know how to make it. We're going to use 1 ounce of Irish whiskey, and even though the recipe just calls for Irish whiskey, I suggest you use a pot still Irish whiskey like Powers here, which is going to give you just a fuller flavor. Some Irish whiskeys can taste pretty thin. It's like they go, like the flavor profile opens up on your palate and it's kind of strong, and then it has a short finish, and they can be pretty thin, and so you want something that's really nice and flavorful in this cocktail. And that's 1 ounce of Irish whiskey and 1 ounce of blended scotch. I don't think I have to tell you guys why this is a good fall cocktail. I think it speaks for itself, really. Oh, you know what? I got the ice, but I didn't get the glass. And strain it into our glass like so. This guy gets a lemon twist. That's fine, I guess. All right, let's give it a sip. Ooh, it's so good, it's so good, it's so good. Okay, you're feeling the flavor of the scotch. Everyone likes to say that scotch is smoky, but this isn't really very smoky. It's got nice, almost like caramelly, not burnt sugar, but like caramelized sugar flavor. You can taste a lot of those barrel notes, some dark fruit flavors, and then you've got the texture of the orgeat, the flavor of the almond playing into those two whiskeys, and then you also have the lemon providing a nice tartness and balance. It is a fantastic cocktail. There you have it, the Cameron's Kick. The next cocktail that we're doing is from Oregon bartender Jeffrey Morgenthaler, the king of delicious, non-pretentious drinks. It is called the Flannel Shirt, and it is fantastic. Let's get into it. 1/4 ounce lemon juice, 1.5 ounces of cloudy apple juice, 1 teaspoon 2-to-1 demerara sugar. It's kind of a fat teaspoon, but that's all right. And then we're just gonna do 1/2 teaspoon of allspice dram, and this is very powerful stuff, so you wanna make sure you don't go heavy on this at all. 1/2 ounce of Verna Amaro, 2 dashes of Angostura bitters, 1.5 ounces of blended scotch. This guy's gonna be served on the rocks, so we're gonna take our rocks glass. I'm gonna preload it with some nice clear ice cubes that I hand cut, and then drop something on the floor. Got the cloudy ice at the bottom here for shaking. Give it a shake. Strain this guy, look at this. Oh, how wonderful does that look? Oh, look at all that nice aeration too that we got. Get a little twist. We'll cut it up nicely and just lay it on top though. Maybe like that. And there it is. The Flannel Shirt. Let's give it a try. Whoa, that's like harvest spice in a glass. That is some very prominent, very powerful allspice dram. Of course, you're getting the apple in there as well. What's really nice about the allspice dram is that it can be very powerful and kind of sweet, but then you have that Averna, which is just bringing in a bit of bitterness and balancing that sweetness out. Obviously, you get the scotch, and you really, really taste it in this cocktail as well, along with the 2-to-1 demerara syrup, which is providing balance. But what's really great about this cocktail is like a lot of people who would think their way through a similar cocktail would think about it with 3/4 of an ounce or more to an ounce maybe of lemon juice. What's nice is that there's only a 1/4 ounce of lemon juice in here, which is providing a little bit of acid and a little bit of that tartness to really just solidify all the ingredients. It's a really, really nice fall cocktail. I have finally bowed to the apple gods this season. This is one of the best ones that I have tasted so far, and the aeration is really beautiful on it. So here it is, the Flannel Shirt. The next cocktail we're doing is called the El Diablo, and it was actually first referred to as the Mexican Diablo when it debuted in Trader Vic's Bartender's Guide, published in 1946, and over time it changed its name. This is just like an essential fall cocktail. It's really great, and it's utilizing some agave spirits, which I really love, so let's do it. So first thing we're gonna do is 3/4 of an ounce of lime juice, 1/2 ounce of creme de cassis, which is a black currant liqueur. It's got this like drippy little top, dude. It's like 1/4 ounce of simple syrup. This is a little bit of an adapted recipe, and I like to gussy mine up with a little habanero bitters. So I'm using the Scrappy Firewater bitters, just 2 dashes. You don't want to make it too spicy, but it's nice. It has a little spice to it. And then we're going to do 2 ounces of reposado tequila. You want to make sure you have really cold ginger beer, guys. Really cold. All right, put some ice in our tin. Get the cloudy pieces if possible. Give us a nice shake. Double strain this into our glass like so. Add in some ice. And we're gonna add in ginger beer here, but if you put it on top of this, it's just gonna layer on top because of the difference in density. So, we're going to take a spoon, stick it into the bottom of the cocktail like so, and run the ginger beer down the spoon, and it is going to mix down into the bottom of the glass. It's just a nice little trick. And then we are gonna garnish with a big old mint bouquet. And I pre-did these ones, so all I have to do is slappy poo. I don't have to take any leaves off or anything. Give it the slappy poo, give it a little crushy pants. All right. Ooh, it's lovely. And nice and spicy. You know, a little bit of spice from those firewater bitters. It's very tart, and then it also has that creme de cassis, which is really bringing in some warmth and body to it, but it's not overly sweet. And so we have that little bit of simple syrup that's balancing everything out. Ginger beer providing the nice ginger essence, a little effervescence to the cocktail as well. I'm not saying that you're gonna be able to taste every single barrel note from the tequila in this cocktail, but it definitely provides something for the whole to make it cohesive and nice. So there you have it, my friends, the El Diablo. All right, guys, part 2 of our cold weather cocktails has finally come to a close. So go out, make the cocktails, enjoy the holiday season, drink responsibly, and I'll see you guys on another time.